It's recording.
It's taping now?
Yeah, fuck it.
He said fuck it. Get a little behind the scenes. We on Facebook?
I'm not on shit. I'm doing that off all that stupid shit so I have good, clean video. And then I'm going to take that good, clean video and upload it to YouTube.
There you go. Hey, call this dude up.
When I upload it, it's going to be uploaded private.
Why you gonna upload it to private and everybody gonna be able to see it?
So I can make sure I edit it right. And then before I release it, it ain't going to be no bullshit. Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Is my phone really recording? I hate the way it has to be set up like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know we should be in frame and shit.
Call old boy up.
Alright, cool.
No, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Hold on.
They're gonna go back with my phone call over here.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Brother Ron, how you doing?
Oh, I'm
Hey, brother Patrick.
Yes. Yeah, we just set up everything for the show. This whole title on the line. I'm doing the final audio check. Your device, is this the maximum? And now it's all off.
What happened?
Your phone died or went into sleep mode or whatever, and I know I don't have it right.
He's on the line.
Well, I know he's holding on the line. I was just doing the final mic check, make sure that's the highest volume. Well, once again, brother, thank you. I got a Dime Bag here. I got CI Cobra Immortal here. Just
All right. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm glad I'm not LeBron right now. How about that?
Oh, hey, we checking it out too, man. It's it's a sweep.
Man, yeah. I guess Kevin Durant got that Killmonger instinct. You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was telling my boys that that the Golden State is the new Bulls of this era.
For how long, though, man? For how long?
Well, at least for the next 2 years, if possible. If they could get,
what if? The reason why I say that, what if LeBron go down to Houston?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. And Chris Paul don't get hurt. Because when Chris Paul, when they was playing the Rockets, Chris Paul was busting up Curry and they was winning. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, Paul's out for the rest of the series. I'm like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah.
That made the difference right there. They would have probably won it.
They would have won it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like you guys don't realize this shit's fixed.
Man, here you go with this.
I'm sorry for being
only thing that
but, I don't want to be a killjoy, guys.
The only thing that I'm saying is if LeBron James was to do that, was to go to a team that already had superstars on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll make him look like I can't play with anybody but high caliber all-star players.
It will still be fucking fixed.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the reason why I don't like it when a lot of people try to compare LeBron James to Jordan. There is no comparison. You know what I'm saying? It's two different eras and two different styles, two different personalities.
What about when back in the day when they were all those fools were hyping up Larry Bird and stupid shit like that?
Oh, don't get me wrong. Larry Bird was a great player.
And then Magic Johnson.
They held it down.
But can you still quantitate all these cats along with Jordan and LeBron? You know what I'm saying? It's like either we live in the present and we move forward, and you make this money knowing the shit's fixed, all right? And you get with the fixers, and you get that inside info, and you get paid. Or, you just sit here and have a good time talking about a ball game.
Yep.
I think that's what we were doing until you pissed all over everything.
Oh, man.
But it's all good. I'm just giving you shit, man.
But, one thing I will say about Kevin Durant was, like, he was willing to take less money to come to a team. Because, they try to criticize him, too. Be like...
Because he wasn't winning nothing with nobody else.
They didn't try.
What about Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant doesn't even play anymore.
But what about him as far as the lineup and the great players?
Well, Kobe stayed with one team throughout his career, but towards the end of his career, the players wasn't as good. He was old. Yeah, he was starting to wind it down too.
Well, anal sex takes a toll on a guy.
Oh God! Smile for the thumbnail.
Wow. Yeah. Only on the other morning show.
All right, we're live on YouTube.
Yes, YouTube. What's up?
Right. Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Yeah. Hey, do you know the day's date at least?
I think no, I don't know today's date. What's today's date?
Today's date is
I should have got
Friday, June the
8th. All right, we're gonna get this cracking. Welcome to the Other Morning Show. I'm Dimebag Darling.
I'm TruePowerIsMine.
And it is June the 8th, 2018.
The year of our Lord.
First of all, I just want to thank all the supporters of the show, all the subscribers.
Dr. O, thank you. Thank you.
Everybody that's helped us, everybody that's been with us since day one. Just want to say thank you. Been working on some stuff behind the scenes, so just stick with us.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to the haters that we converted. You started off kind of trolling the pages, but through diligence and rational comments, you guys have actually been, converted into the Other Morning Show, the Other Morning Crew, And
that kind of sucked because I actually liked it, comment on.
Trust me, as we get bigger, as soon as we get really big, we're gonna get all those.
If you got one listener out there that wanted to comment on somebody else's and said, "Yeah, I tried to say the same thing," but somebody responded with a smart remark, that was me. I just like having fun. But anyway, we got guests on the line. You want to introduce the guests?
We got Brother Ron from WeAllBeTV. A part of his bio, he's interviewed so many incredible people. He does amazing documentaries. Down below, I will have in the comment section all access to
the description where you can go find Brother Ron's material.
And
educate
maybe
yourself.
he can give us a sneak peek, our listeners, of his new project that he's been working on. Not the whole thing, let's not do a Ralph Gretschel or, the Hawk guy. Everyone dies in the movie. But let's not do that, but give the people a little tidbit.
I don't know, man. You know how it is. You give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile. Proceed with caution. That's all I got to say is proceed with caution. It's Friday night.
Yeah, it is Friday night. And, from bottom of my heart, brother, Ron, thank you for working with me. This was supposed to have taken down at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah.
As you can tell by the backdrop here, it's a little later than 5 o'clock.
Yep.
So, it's because Brother Ron has some great information, and more importantly, he has the proper heart to want to share that information with us. And for that, we are truly, dare I say, blessed.
Yep.
That's an honor, man, to be on the platform.
Oh, yeah. We had Judge Joe, we had Don Shipley, Larry Rice, Jane Elliott, Jacqueline Badlora, and the list goes on and on. I don't mean,
we caught a few people in that Venus flytrap.
Yes, we have.
Yeah,
but, Brother Ron, what was it like dealing one-on-one with Dick Gregory?
Well, it was a very fascinating experience, a ride or a journey. Dick Gregory, I look at him as a master teacher and a master griot, a storyteller. To interview Dick Gregory, if you ask him one question, it'll take him 2 hours to answer that question. But now you answer that one question, he'll go around the world and expose you to things. Like Brother Patrick, you asked me earlier today, did Dick have any successors that he left behind in his father's age?
Yes.
And I'm saying, what he told me, by him utilizing this new technology, it amplified his message. Mm-hmm. So he exposed a whole generation of people to becoming top provocateurs. To not only following people, but also doing their own research and learning how to think for themselves.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we are here. Yeah. You know, I mean, we give you, you know, I often say, guys, don't even bother doing your research, just watch the show. And I still stand behind that because I know in my heart, and let's be honest, folks, y'all ain't going to do the damn research. All right? So that's why we have quality people like Brother Ron and others on to actually do this thing, you know? Yeah. And it's truly it's been an amazing work of art to see this thing blossom the way it has. And once again, it's because of you folks out there. It's not us. You know what I'm saying? We're just a couple guys from Missouri doing our thing. Yeah. You know?
And some days I don't even have no random BS to spill. I be on E. You know, I do. So that's why we have to bring on other people, because there's people out here that has a lot of valuable information. And this information will be key to your survival as a species.
Right.
So if you think this is a game, it's not.
Now, I was going to show everybody my bug out bag, but I thought better of it because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube or nothing like that. Oh, my God. You know, but, you know, I do, once again, I want to reiterate what Judge Joe Brown has told us. You need a shotgun, you need a pistol, and you need a rifle. You know, the calibers, it should vary according to your body weight and your shooting posture, okay? And I also recommend you have an axe and a hunting knife. You know, and once again, as always, you need iodine and antibiotics. Those are going to be very essential. And a herb guide, so you know of different regions in the country.
So, fake like you said, go to the doctor, get a prescription for antibiotics, get the antibiotics, and then store them.
Basically, yeah. Now, that's illegal, probably.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear it from us.
No.
And this is all a hypothetical scenario to begin with. Yeah. Good legal disclaimer.
Yeah. Okay. That works for me.
So, Brother Ron, you know,
yes,
with our conversation about getting people to actually do the research, you know, where do you think the beginning guy or girl, you know, someone who maybe just saw our show, you know, first time a couple months ago, they don't know about, you know, even the Illuminati or anything like that. What could be a good book you could suggest them to read to kind of, you know, inch them into the water?
Oh, that's a good question. It's kind of interesting you say that. I was thinking about, I would tell people to read some Dr. Claude Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Cowonomics. I would tell people to just be open to reading anything and everything that offers any type of perspective. I mean, don't be closed-minded to anything. Be like a sponge and soak it all up. I would say read Secrets of the Federal Reserve by Eustace Mullins. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, who was the author again?
The Secrets of the Federal Reserve. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming in clear, right?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, yeah, The Secrets of the Federal Reserve by Eustace Mullins, who just passed away within the last, I guess, 7 years. He was commissioned by Ezra Pound. Ezra Pound was a literary giant of the 20th century. He actually discovered and mentored some of the greatest writers of the 20th century, like Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner, T.S. Eliot, and people like that, and F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Wow.
He was sad about what happened during World War I. You know, during World War I, there was a lot of loss of human life.
Right.
You know, millions of people were killed. And some of the people who were killed were very talented artists. Many of these talented artists was Ezra Pound's friends. So he wanted to know why so many of his friends was killed during World War I. But during World War II, he was in Italy, and he was an expatriate, and he was broadcasting radio from Italy, disrespecting America. You know, calling, I guess, Americans really bad people. and Franklin Roosevelt had him thrown in jail. And so he actually was in a mental institution outside of Washington, D.C. for a number of years. They commissioned Eustace Mullins, a Virginian, to write about the history of the Federal Reserve. So Eustace Mullins would go to the Library of Congress and get all these files and documents about the founder of the Federal Reserve. Because a lot of people don't know that the Federal Reserve is not federal, right?
Right.
It's like if Beyonce and Jay-Z had a baby and called it Federal Reserve Carter. That's how federal the Federal Reserve is. It's not really federal. It's a private banking entity.
Yes.
And it came to being because Woodrow Wilson, who was a Democrat, wanted to be president. And he made a deal with the banksters that if he became president, if they helped him win in 1912, he will bring the Federal Reserve into existence by law. And that's what he did. Because what they did was they brought Theodore Roosevelt out of retirement, who was a Republican. You know, everybody knew that William Howard Taft was a very popular president. He was Teddy Roosevelt's vice president, but he took over after Teddy Roosevelt refused to run for a second term. And so it would have been actually his third term because Teddy Roosevelt took over for William McKinley when he was assassinated. So it would have actually been, I guess, it would have been his second term being elected, but it would have been a third term. So William Howard Taft was going to be the winner, but they enticed Teddy Roosevelt to come out of retirement to challenge William Howard Taft for the nomination. And what they did, they split the Republican vote because Teddy Roosevelt formed the Bull Moose Party. And the votes that William Howard Taft would have got went to Teddy Roosevelt, which enabled Woodrow Wilson to win the White House. Now, you know, at the end, one of his greatest regrets as president was signing the Federal Reserve into law.
Yes, because he knew
because when we got the Federal Reserve into existence, then came the IRS, the income tax, and all that stuff. And so we're still dealing with that to this day.
I mean, so you could almost say that Wesley Snipes was a victim of that very scheme, utilizing the IRS.
Oh,
yeah. That's how they use.
And that could be you, him, or any of us.
Yeah, the IRS is.
Think about Joe Lewis.
Yep. Whenever they raise, go ahead.
No, I'm saying Joe Lewis is sad what happened to Joe Lewis because he was a real American patriot. Like he donated money to the government. He gave $1 million away to the government, and the government still destroyed him on income tax.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was doing free boxing matches during World War II. He was a real patriot. He didn't believe in welfare or anything like that.
Wow.
And they still screwed Joe Lewis over.
Because he forgot to realize. See, everyone often says the devil, the greatest trick the devil did was to convince you he doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Well, the greatest trick white supremacy did in Joe's case was to convince him that they do not exist.
Right.
You know, even if you help them, you know, you're on the honor guard. You're the vanguard. In the end, you're going to be annihilated because you're not a part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because I don't put knives in bags. They put axes. So, yeah, they use the IRS as the enforcement wing.
Well, yeah. But, you know, this is what I was talking earlier about is the fact that all too often when we're dealing with our government and the political structure, as it were, it's so fakery. It's not real. It's not truly tangible. Oh, I'm going to put a chicken in your pot in the car in your driveway. It's lies. You know, and people fall for these lies over and over and over. You know, it's sad that a lot of our countrymen and women out there are as smart as a box of rocks. Unfortunately. And that's a tough
on the rocks. I'm just being honest. I'm putting my money on the rocks. You know, give me that box of rocks. We'll put a plan together and succeed. No, brother, that's real talk, man. That's real talk. For real, man. These people don't get it. People are here stupid. Well, willfully ignorant to be stupid.
But you got to understand, and this is where I have empathy for people. A lot of us have been so indoctrinated, so forced to believe these concepts, these out-of-body constructs that governs our behavior, you know, to such a degree that when you find out that it may not be real or it may not be true or it could have some negative, dark stories in its past, a lot of people can't accept that. And they won't accept that because it makes them look foolish and retarded.
Because they are foolish and they are semi-retarded. What you mean? I mean, you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure this shit out. But you cannot. The fucking government is corrupt.
Because the people are corrupt. This is the government of the people.
The last president we had in office, we watched the biggest transfer of wealth distribution. He gave all the new income
promise made, promise kept.
To the 1%.
Yeah,
and
he promised them that.
And it's still people want to get this man autograph.
Well,
come on, man.
He can play the sax, but he can sing Amazing Grace like an angel.
They can't even afford hot dogs with their pork and beans. They just eat pork and beans. And they still want to get this man autograph when he transferred all the wealth.
But it's called trickle down.
Trickle down.
Trump's going to make it rain on the American people. You know what I'm saying?
I guess they probably are American. Some of them probably are. I don't know.
Brother Ron, do you have any opinion on the educational system such as it is?
What about the educational system?
Like, your opinion on it. How can we fix it, or does it even need fixing?
We need to start over. It doesn't mean fixing. It's working the way it's supposed to work. Unfortunately, Malcolm X said it best. He said, only a fool will let their enemies be the primary educators of their children.
Yep.
But what choice do we have?
If you let your enemy define who you are, what you expect?
Seriously, if you homeschool your children, you're in risk of, so much negative blowback from that. You know what I mean?
You don't even really gotta. You ain't really even gotta homeschool them. You just gotta tell them the truth when they come home with that bull crap. Christopher Columbus.
But they ain't gonna hear that.
You need to sit down. You tell your kids the truth, but you also explain to them that this is the truth. But in order to pass this class, you gotta go along with the bullshit. So just put this shit down so you can get through what you got to do. Because they don't teach these kids in America to learn. They teach them how to pass a test.
Right.
So.
Right. And listen, guys and girls, this should be the writing on the wall. This should be the warning sign. The reason why they're not educating you properly is because the end goal for you isn't to live the picket fence with ham supper. It's basically to die. And as you're dying, you're going to pay. No, with cancer and shit like that. And as you're dying, you're paying them. You're paying them that little chemo money. Mm-hmm. And they're going to tap your $1 million life health insurance policy to the $1 million. And then I'm sorry, we just got to hospice you and you're peace out. Yep. All right? So when you realize a system can never fail you if it was not designed for you, and truly internalize that and understand, then you will start the journey to true critical thinking, because you will figure out that you're in big trouble, as we all are. Those of us will accept this reality, and many more of us will once again willfully deny the obvious truth right in front of our face.
If you work in 60, 70 hours a week and you still can't pay your bills, how much critical thinking you need to understand that this ain't working?
Well, look, if you're working that many hours,
the majority of the people are in this country is working these hours.
Listen, if you're working that kind of hours and you elect to live in Beverly fucking Hills, when you can't not even afford a property tax on your property, dude, that comes.
But where's that happening?
What do you mean?
Where's that happening? That's like a handful of people. I'm talking about the average, everyday Joe and whatever you want to call the female. They get up. Mm-hmm. Some of them working 2 jobs. Some of them working 3 jobs.
But I think people like that are doing just fine economically. It's the people who are waking up, grabbing up the sign. Hey, I'll fucking work.
They making more money than the motherfucker going out there working 12 hours on the shelf.
So they say. Man. That's all speculation. When you see the same dusty bum, and that's what they are.
They ain't dusty bums. I seen the dude go out there with a sign got out of an Impala.
Man, stop it. I'm tired of these trophy. Man.
That's a profession now, begging. I seen that shit when I was out in Colorado. I was like, damn, they do this shit back home.
They were begging out there, huh?
Fuck yeah, they was begging with them same bullshit ass signs and some clean, dingy clothes.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned Colorado. You know, as we go towards the end of this, I guess, marijuana prohibition, hopefully we'll see some social justice come out of this, where we actually see men and women criminal records that were, you know, nonviolent offenses, you know, involving just marijuana, expunged, and their rights to vote once again reinstated. You know,
good luck with that.
I mean, I think that's fair enough.
I think it's fair too, but I'm just saying good luck with it.
I mean, so brother, if you had a chance to actually, you know, tell Donald Trump something positive, like he could possibly do with the country, what would it be?
I would be abolish student loan debt. Get rid of it. Abolish it.
I mean, is that really that fundamentally? You know, I mean, fuck, you choose to take the debt.
No, man, that system was designed to do. Man, they just stole a whole generation of kids' wealth before they was even able to earn it.
Well, doesn't Betsy DeVos have some finger in there?
So that means that generation's done. You know who they working on now? They're working on our kids' money. They finna steal that money. It's more student loan debt than any other debt in this country can bind. It's more student. Yes, it is.
I mean, no, I'm not disputing the record there, but I'm saying that if you choose,
what people got to understand about student loan debt, when you got to understand that people always talk about the 1960s and all this social justice movement and all this stuff they were doing. The reason why the young people were able to get involved in those movements back in the 60s, because they were coming out of school, they didn't have student loan debt.
Yeah,
you could basically go to school for free at places like UCLA, where Judge Joe Brown went to school at. This is before Ronald Reagan became governor of California, and then everything changed. This country is $21 trillion in debt.
Ooh.
America has never paid what it owes. Donald Trump is a mirror to America. He has never paid what he owes. He is a trust fund baby. He is a product of corporate welfare. His family fortune was subsidized by the federal government. So ain't no such thing as you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make it on your own.
Right.
That's one of the
you can't run for president without having that trust fund.
Yeah. That's one of the greatest lies ever told in this country.
Yeah.
Pulling yourself up by it. Self-determination. You're not gonna get anywhere without somebody's help in this country. You're gonna need somebody to put you on.
That's all across this whole planet.
Yeah.
There's no magical lucky fucking charm with unicorns and fucking, you know, I'm just a gumshoe worker. No, this is bullshit. It's designed to keep the worker fucking head down. Oh, one day I'll be rich. That's why I'm a Republican. All this stupid ass rhetoric. When we can make things right now, folks, we have the power to do it right now, not tomorrow.
Let me put this on y'all mind too. You think Queen Elizabeth knows how to clean her toilet?
No. Absolutely.
Some of the wealthiest people on the planet, listen to me well, some of the wealthiest people on the planet never had a job. You got some of the poorest people on the planet got more than 5 jobs and they still poor.
Yeah.
You tell me
Listen about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The majority of the world is in poverty under this system.
Yeah, but that's once again, that is the causation and effect of the system's mechanics.
Capitalism don't
together,
work.
They had that in mind.
Yeah.
They had her in mind, not you.
Right. Capitalism doesn't even work without poor people. It doesn't work without poor people.
Yeah, you have to exploit something.
Yeah, because a person that's got a lot of money, they don't spend a lot of money. Why would just because I got $1 billion don't mean I need 20 cars.
No, but and also when you have that kind of money, you're always getting free shit. Here, try this out.
Right.
Maybe you'll buy it. Here, try this tractor out. Maybe you'll buy. All right, you always get shit thrown at you, but you gotta understand the game, kids. You know, I'm talking to the young people. You older folks, You know, I hate to be brutally honest, but you're already out the game and you're already on your way to the graves. And that's just what it is. Now, but the younger people, the ones who can actually affect change, guys, it is totally up to you. Please, you know, don't be like your older, you know, siblings or your mother and father. Don't be lazy. Get and learn this information. Read these books and actually internalize this information. And, you know, I'm personally working very hard to create a network where we can plug each other into and really affect a global change.
Because the Fourth Reich is live and well in this great state of the United States.
Well, it's more like Hydra, tentacles in all countries. I mean, you have racist-ass Koreans. You can't go into certain Korean bars because...
They got Korean bars? Where?
In Korea. South Korea.
Okay, I thought you were talking about over here. I was like...
No, it's like wherever our GIs went, not only did they bring spam and fucking the American flag, they also brought good old-fashioned American racism. Yeah. You know, so you got to be aware of that internationally.
Yeah. Yeah, they get that shit out for free.
Because it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose.
Yeah, because they need all.
You know, a lot of people think that white supremacy is about a guy with some sort of, you know, swastika or Confederate flag. It's not about. Now, those are obvious representations of it, but it's more subtle in some respects than that. It may be simply as internalizing Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, as if that is the truth.
That's why when they come around with them scanners, there's a lot of people that be, you know, flying them little hate flags and the little swastikas and stuff. When they do that scanner, they be like, oh, to the oven.
Because they had the one drop rule.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it. That's got to be 100% pure.
There was a guy, a German guy, Adolf Eichmann, I believe. And didn't he somehow get the Jews to basically march themselves into the oven?
If you did march the Gestapo was going to round you up with their SS troopers anyway. So, you know.
No, it was deeper than that, because if they would have fought back, a lot more would have possibly been saved. It's better to fight. It truly is.
If you're going to die anyway.
Well, not just that you're going to die. It's about living. You're going to live anyways. So don't live on.
But I'm saying if you don't fight, you're going to die. If you fight, you're going to die. So I'm going to rather fight because I might have a chance of survival. If I don't put up a fight, it's just right to the other.
Well,
or the other gas showers or whatever else.
Just don't forget the sweat forms.
You know, whatever else sick shit they was doing back then.
So, now, Brother Ron, can you tell us a little bit about your new research that you're doing?
I'm always doing stuff like, let me see. Like, it's this thing about Confederate statues in this country, which is very fascinating. This thing about taking down Confederate flags and Confederate statues. A statue never committed police brutality, as far as I know. A statue has never committed acts of terrorism against a group of people. Right now, what we're doing, because my group, the WeAllBe Group Incorporated, we're not just a podcast or we vlog. We're a nonprofit organization. We're a 501c3.
Oh, good.
And we do work in the community.
Well, where can people donate to your cause? Do you have a website that they can donate?
Yes, sir. I think basically, let's see. You PayPal. You can look up my email r2c2h2@gmail.com. On my videos on WeAllBeTV on YouTube, we have links where people can go to support, donate. All donations are tax deductible. And there's other ways you can do as well, too. Like I got a website, r2c2h2.com, that people can go on, they can buy art and things of that nature. But what we're doing right now on June 19th, which is known as Juneteenth, you know, that's when the slaves in Texas found out that they were free on June 19th, 1865, down to Galveston, Texas. We're going to do a historic marker unveiling at the Memphis National Cemetery for the victims of the Fort Pillow Massacre during the Civil War. This was a massacre that was led by Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He massacred 300 U.S. colored troops, women and children at Fort Pillow in Henning, Tennessee. It was deemed a massacre. And so what we're going to do, we found the grave plot of the victims of Nathan Bedford Forrest in Memphis National Cemetery about 2 years ago. So we're going to put a marker to honor the ancestors who remains are buried there. It's going to be a big event, Tuesday, June 19th. That's Juneteenth, Memphis, Tennessee, at the Memphis National Cemetery at 10 a.m. Central.
Awesome.
That's what we're doing.
And will you also be live streaming that on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, we plan on live streaming on YouTube and doing some other things as well, but it will be documented. And this is what I want to tell people, too. Like, this is why platforms like the other morning show, what y'all doing, Brother Patrick and Brother Dimebag, this is very important that we amplify what we want to see. We can't leave it up to our enemies and people that don't give a damn about us to tell our story from our perspective. We need you guys to do what you're doing. We also need the village to support what you're doing.
Yes.
We got to start supporting what we want and what we need. Yes. It's so important right now. It's so vital.
Mm-hmm. It's called unity. We really need unity more than ever. And what I mean by unity, actually the helping hand. You know, not some scornful words, you know, some stupid pundit rhetoric to try to degrade people into shaming them to do right. No, you lead by example.
Yes, sir.
You know, you actually reach out to brothers and teach them or sisters and teach them certain aspects to this life, what you're an expert on.
Because the descendants of slaves in this country need a economic foundation. That's we need that bad. That is people don't.
That's crucial.
People don't understand how pivotal that is. That's like that should be at least 1-2 on the list because that's going to be one of the most powerful tools we have to get justice for everyone.
Or if not economic situation, seriously.
If you don't have no resources,
it's going to be a hard resource.
If you don't have any resources, it's very easy to go in there and take you out.
No, absolutely.
Without resources.
Absolutely. And you do it with a smile. Now, Brother Ron, this is a very weird question. I always ask everybody this. But
that's fine.
Do you have any opinions on UFOs? Do you believe in them? Do you not believe in them? Do you think they're bacteria or sentient beings? What do you think?
I believe like this. There are more things we don't know than we know. There are more things that we do not know than we know. Knowledge is very limited. The things that we know are very limited. And they always change when new information becomes available.
Right.
Over 100 years ago, people did not believe mountain gorillas existed. White folks did not believe mountain gorillas were real. They thought the natives were crazy.
Wait. Mountain gorillas.
And then they saw, they didn't believe they didn't believe in mountain gorillas. I'm talking about the white people, the white man.
Oh, I got you.
He thought the natives were making up fairy tales about mountain gorillas. I mean, you ever heard of this called cryptozoology? Y'all know what cryptozoology is, right?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, you study animals that no longer exist or that people thought never existed. And they discover new species of animals every day. Look how deep the ocean is.
Oh, yeah.
There's no telling what is down there. You know what I'm saying?
Something really
it's like I said, so, and our UFO is the simple definition of a UFO is unidentified flying object. There's a lot of stuff I see up in the sky I can't identify, so.
Right.
And it's moving and shit. I don't know what it is.
Well, some of those are satellites. But.
Okay.
And, weather balloons.
But is there a thing about some type of black satellite that's been out there for ages? People saying?
The Black Knight.
There's an ancient satellite, the Black Knight. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. And you know what? This goes back to, this little hypothesis I've been working on myself. Like, what if in actuality all of humanity was once a super advanced race? All right, we actually traveled through the stars, you know, and we were doing our thing. We came across some entity that was way more powerful than us, basically destroyed our fleets, subjugated us, threw us down here on this mud ball, kind of de-evolved us a little bit, and now this is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just did not plagiarize that from Halo. Which
okay.
That is,
well, you know what? Einstein said it best. Einstein said that your imagination is more powerful than knowledge. You got to have imagination to visualize an alternative way. Because if you believe that all black folks were just slaves, if you believe that black history starts with slavery, that means you have a very limited imagination.
Yes.
And getting back to homeschool, see, people don't understand what school is versus your home. Knowledge of self does not come from school. It comes from the home. You learn about who you are at home.
Right.
If your people do not know who they are and where they come from, then you're screwed. Because you don't get that from school. School teach you how to deal with the system. It teach you how to do multiplication and reading and writing. Knowledge of self comes from your home, from your people. If your people do not have a clue about who they are and where they come from, then they have no clue about where they're going.
Exactly.
So that was knowledge of self. People confuse school with knowledge. I be hearing parents all the time, how come they didn't teach y'all about yourselves in school? Because, like Malcolm said, only a fool will let their primary educators of their children be the enemy. Only a fool would do that. And a lot of us have been foolish. A lot of us have been foolish.
Oh, extremely foolish. You know, because, you know, when you think about it, a lot of times, you know, you get these cult type people, you know, oh, you know, bring us to our school. And the next thing you know, they're raping the fucking kids. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like, because a lot of us actually have to work. You know, a lot of folks cannot physically be there with the children. You know, they have to send them to school. I get it, all right? But like Dimebag said, when they do come home, at least take the time out and say, hey, little, you know, kid, do these couple of things, blah, blah, blah. But some of us don't even do that because, let's face it, they're lazy, they're tired, they're uninterested. You know, let's be honest. A lot of you parents out there don't give a damn. You know, you guys don't play ball with the kids. You guys don't discipline the children. You don't really interact. And that's very sad. Because, you know, when they grow up and you grow older, and they're never going to be around you because they really don't know who the fuck you are. You have no one else to blame. When that little orderly up there in the nursing home has his finger in your rectum and he's giving you a prostate exam off the record, you have no one to explain to.
And he a temp janitor too.
Oh my God. But the problem, the point is, you know, you can call it karma, which I don't believe in. But, you know, it seems like what comes around inevitably goes around.
I just think the whole education system in this country needs to be just scrapped.
Well, like Van Jones says, though.
Oh,
in order to say a statement like that, what do you have to replace the current system with? You have to replace it with something.
Give me like 2 days. I can probably come up with something better than what we got now.
So like with the Federal Reserve issue, guys, you know, don't fall prey to the sweetness of the ear. Because we have to have a tangible situation that we can go immediately to. We can't be in economic limbo or else we will totally just descend into pure chaos.
You got to start cutting the profit margins out. You got to take profit out of everything.
But now you sound like a communist. And
no,
that's scary.
Like, no, man, please. These people know what the fuck's going on, man. I ain't got time to hear, oh, you a socialist. No, this is just common sense. If I'm paying fucking $400 a month on a premium for my insurance, but I only see my doctor once a year because I'm fairly healthy.
Yeah.
And why can't that money that I'm paying?
You don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it.
As soon as I get rid of that crappy ass insurance, I will get sick. And as long as I keep it, I'm gonna be healthy. But anyway, what I'm saying is, all this money I'm paying a month I'm not even using it. I'm not even using this pot. Why can't that money go to help somebody else?
It is. It's going to help the insurance executives and their secretaries.
Not them.
Oh, so now you want to pick and choose who helps with your money?
Damn right. I earned that.
It don't work like that.
That wasn't given to me.
You don't earn it. The moment you handed that off to those people, they own it. They earned it.
It's just certain things in this country should just be
free.
No, ain't nothing for free. It's a price to pay for everything to an extent. But
see, that type of behavior right there is why we have whores in the streets sucking dick, because of the fact that the economic situation is that bad. I think things should be free. I think everybody in America should be entitled to the house. They should be entitled to electricity and water. Anything above that is on you, buddy.
Or just do it like this. The
reason why you have your land.
The corporations that's over here raping this country, this land of its natural resources.
Yeah.
They need to start compensating the citizens because they have a claim to those resources too.
Okay, now we're starting to sound, kind of communist once again.
No, this ain't communist. This is common fucking sense.
Those people buy those resources.
Man,
they buy the rights.
Why should you shouldn't have to buy that stuff? That makes no sense.
You got politicians gonna get their money.
The hell with these politicians. They ain't number whores anyway, and they cheap whores too.
Yeah, I know that, but that's why the corporations.
Man, there's no reason why people should be working 60, 70 hours a week.
Well, what else should they be doing?
Fucking spending time with their families, doing something way more productive. You don't need a freaking guy cooking fries. Get the machine to cook them old nasty ass McDonald's fries. It's gonna make your chick fat, and it's a difference between fat and thick. It's all it's gonna do, man. You just sit up there wasting human potential.
Look,
we should only have to probably work about 20 hours a week.
This is not Sweden. This ain't Sweden, dude. This is America. And in America, you're going to work to the day you die. You know why? Because your daddy did before him. His daddy did before him.
And they all, you know what they all had in common? They were fucking idiots. That's why they did that shit. Period. I'm just telling you how it's enough resources in this country where everybody's basic needs could be met. Period.
But there's too many lazy people.
Man, it ain't too many goddamn lazy people. It's people who working 4 or 5 jobs. How you gonna be lazy working 4 or 5 jobs?
But those are rare, man.
Most
people are working a damn system. Let's be honest.
You know how many people that's getting money from the system and working a full-time job?
Well, a few, I'm sure. But you gotta understand, look, we're in a situation now, folks. Brother Ron just told us with $21 trillion in the hole, guys. Seriously. That means that they was to straight up repo America, take our shoes, our hats, sex toys, whatever. That's not going to come in the bill.
Oh, there's going to be some motherfuckers mad they come get them sex robots.
I just bought that. Second hand.
Damn, boy.
Nasty. What kind of deprived, and I'm not trying to be holier than thou, but damn it, sex is meant for man and woman, one-on-one. Sex is, whatever, at the bare minimum, sex is meant between human beings, not human and animals, not human and tree, and certainly not human and metal and rubber. Come on, man. I mean, think about it. You go to a brothel, right? A robot brothel. And you punch in the code, and you're like, I don't know, you go there in your lunchtime. That means that robot's probably been on duty for 14, 15 hours. I know janitors personally, and they don't clean for shit. Okay, look, I gotta pay you $10 an hour. Now you put your hand in there and scrape out that jizz in the vaginal cavity.
Yeah, but somebody Olay could do the same thing.
No, the pussy's a self-cleaning oven.
No, get the fuck
It is. It really is. That's why it's made for human consumption.
Yes.
Or not consumption. You don't eat pussy.
All I'm saying is, it's a lot of people that like they sex robots.
I think they're disgusting dweebs. I really do. I think you're fucking sick.
Man, nobody got time to be hearing no mouth all the goddamn time. You just
want to get R2D2.
You want to get her done and be done. Nobody don't talk to them, just moan and groan.
Oh, Danny. And then it gets a virus. Oh, you're not as good as the fucking
when
janitor.
When you bend that sex robot over, all it say on her back, you know how they got that tramp stamp.
Oh, my God.
It says size does matter. So depending on the sound she make, depends on your size.
That is nasty, dude.
You just do what you got to do and just call her there and put her ass back in the closet, plug that
put that motherfucker in a box in the closet.
Put that charger up and be good to go, man. Shit.
It's just this.
You just got to take everybody's fun away.
That's fucked up. I mean, I'm not trying to be buzzkill, guys, but it's time to be
serious.
He's
lying. He is trying to be buzzkill.
It's time to be serious, guys. You know, playtime's over. We got to get serious with it because people are definitely serious about their agenda. All right? You know, I mean, a lot of folks aren't prepping at all. You know, how many of you guys, seriously, show of hands, have enough food and water underneath your house for at least, 48 days? Show of hands. Anybody other than myself. Wow. This is what I'm talking about. You're just begging.
I thought you only had to have, enough food for 10 days.
Man, you better have...
after that 10 days, half the population been killed themselves anyway because they retarded.
Speaking of that, Brother Ron, have you heard about the increase in suicides?
Yeah, supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly. Well, you don't think those numbers
are... Fake news. I'm joking. I'm just joking. It's weird, though, man. I don't know if y'all have social media timelines, but everybody's talking about their suicide, near-death experiences today, it seems. 1 out of every 3 person on my timeline is talking about their own little near-death experiences with suicide. The programming is real. The programming is real, man.
Yeah, man, so you think it's almost like the limit effect. One motherfucker's jumping off the cliff. I think once again, we have an epidemic, not of opioids, but of attention whoring. Seriously, just attention whoring to the max. It's like, oh shit, I gotta get my fix. I burnt myself with hot bacon grease this morning, and they'll type that shit, expecting,
and then get mad when the one person on there be like, well, you should have had on the proper equipment handling the bacon grease or whatever,
or
then they get pissed off.
Yeah, that's part of that attention whore. And
look at me, I just gave some homeless guy 2 nickels.
Yeah.
After I stepped over him to go into Walmart, and then I stepped over him after I came out of the Walmart, and I just happened to turn around and had 2 nickels in my hand.
Well, I thought you were going into Starbucks, but I heard they...
Oh, no, they ain't letting the people out around Starbucks.
Well, you're supposed to be able to use Starbucks. Folks, I heard that Starbucks is supposed to be like a public bathroom center now. You can go in there. I would hate to be the guy who has to clean those bathrooms, though. That'd just be disgusting, because y'all some nasty motherfuckers, man. The public is nasty. You ever been to a rock concert, rap concert?
That's why I tell my son when he go in the public bathrooms, I'll be like, don't touch nothing. Your little pecker is cleaner than this bathroom. You just go in there and do what you got, spray, whatever, and just go.
Spray. Oh, my God. I remember one time I was traveling to Tunica, Mississippi. I was going down there to gamble, spend a few money. I stopped off at this gas station. I think it was a 76 down south, the yellow. And I went to the restroom, dude. And whoever took the time to actually take their hand with feces and smeared on the mirror like a death, they got me. And oh my God, it's so cringy, dude. The toilet paper all had their handprint, where they unrolled it, you could tell it was all lumpy and oddly shaped.
Yeah, can we not talk about that?
I'm just saying that's why I say the people out here are some nasty folks, man. I just gotta. I'm not gonna say no stories, the sandwich maker and shit cause another epidemic, but I will say there are some nasty folks out here for certain.
No, I know a few myself. It's trifling.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We don't want that. Go ahead, man.
Well, there's really not a whole lot more.
And Brother Ron still on the phone?
Yeah, he's still
here.
I'm still here. Yeah, he's still here. Hey, I know there is one thing I do want, Brother Ron. Can you do a little trumpet for us? Can you do a little trumpet for us?
I always have my trumpet with me right now, man.
Oh.
I'm just sitting out here, chillaxing with you all. But the suicide thing is interesting because I know y'all know about all these black folks they find hanging from trees at Super Walmart and off bridges at Morris Brown University. I mean, I don't know if black folks really commit suicide by hanging themselves. I don't know about that.
That's not involved. Especially when you never see a ladder or anything in the...
Or how to tie those weird knots, like a Boy Scout knot in the rope. Well, I don't know how to tie a knot like that. You know,
no.
I don't see how you're like...
No, because that doesn't interest us.
I just don't think black folks that go commit suicide, I don't think hanging is going to be the method of choice.
Right. And it's like, normally you don't see people commit suicide by burning themselves to death. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I mean, it's very rare. Like in Vietnam, the monk, doing that for a political. But no, normally people are going to drown themselves. They're going to take pills, or else they're going to get shot by either a cop or themselves. All right. So, I think a lot of it is natural selection. These guys know that they're genetically inferior to the majority of us. It's almost like an act of mercy. I'm not trying to justify their act at all. But it's like an act of mercy. They know that they don't need to be sending their genes down the way, so they do the correct thing and end their shit.
Yeah, I heard about a lot of white males are committing suicide.
Yeah, white middle-aged males are committing. Their suicide rate is off the charts.
Well, you just did on everything I said after what you guys just said. You kind of doing the right thing.
Before is that one chick that was hung up there at that Walmart in Georgia. That tree had been maintained. There was no branches for probably about 10 to 15 feet before you got to the first branch on the tree. From the videos I seen.
But think about it, if you was in a jacked up pickup truck and she was in the back, you can easily set her up.
Man, when that body weight limp, you gonna at least need 2 people.
No, I'm talking about you have her in a big old monster truck in the bed, right? You throw the rope up there, you and her buddy, you smack, he's raping her, smacking her around, and then you throw the rope and you can put her on the back of that bed, and then when he drives off, she'll go flying out the back, and voila, you don't have no ladder, because I'm not buying that she's some sort of fucking, excuse the deal here, some sort of like monkey can just shimmy up a tree, and then, with rope in hand, what I'm saying?
Like noose on your neck too.
Yeah, come on, man. That's
too much
insulting.
work, man. That's too much work.
Fucking insulting to such a degree. But a lot of people have been suggesting that. And I know where that's
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's not Roseanne
Barr.
So,
y'all telling me there's video of her hanging herself or
no
trying to hang her?
What from the video the new I saw some videos from the local news coverage down there, and they were showing like the tree and stuff. And they had it was basically like their local news broadcast. I was watching a video of that story through the local news down there.
Okay.
And they was talking about that's how I seen the tree
now,
and
where
all the
about her
other
people?
stuff.
Does she not have people in that region?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. They didn't say anything about it, but I just know if you black down there, you need to watch your back.
Well, honestly, if you're black
anywhere
in the world,
but where's that happened in Walmart parking lot, right?
Yeah.
And where are the cameras?
But where's the video footage? They got video cameras anywhere? I mean, it's Super Walmart, right? It's a big Walmart, right?
Right.
Half the time, them cameras don't even work.
Around.
Well, yeah, they should have had, but a lot of stores don't have security guards driving around, especially in like a rural situation. But once again, I think a lot of those videos are actually directed or guided by somebody in a control room, so they might have been looking at something else. While old girl, now she wasn't. Do we know if she was sexually assaulted or anything? Or
they didn't say. All they said that the police said that she committed suicide, and I was looking at the tree, and I'm like, no.
Well, that's just now. Listen now. The government has been
known for to hang themselves.
The government has been known to say that people have committed suicide by multiple gunshot wounds to the head, not just one, but pow, pow, pow. Come on, it don't work like that. Good well, motherfucker get popped in the head. They're like, whoa, they're done.
Right.
All right. Yeah. We're fools. We are straight up fools, people. You guys believe the most stupidest, outlandish bullshit, and you roll with it. And it's so sad. So fucking sad.
Well, I mean, what can you do?
Well, what can you do? You can expose people like Joe Osteen for being a little fucking, Lucky Charms in a box. But when it starts flooding, no, y'all can't come up in here. That's what you can do. You can start exposing.
Because they had to make sure that sucker was open that Sunday so you get that money.
Well, you don't want the smell of the wash up there in the pews.
No, we don't need all them peasants up in there. We need people coming there with money. Also, need that cash. They think it's a game.
But, I heard he's done some wonderful thing for the community.
I bet he has.
He's probably done the Eddie Long thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to bash on Eddie Long because I think those are unsubstantiated allegations.
So they all be doing a little nasty stuff.
Well,
they all do.
There's a guy. His name is Reverend Jesse Peterson. All right. Self-professed coon. Wears it as a badge of honor. I hope it's just an act and he's just playing. A brilliant man. You can tell he's smart. But it's like, why are Christians producing such a horror people? You're going to have this guy, basically raping boys, and everyone looks up to him. You're going to have another guy out here, when the people need him the most, shut his doors and basically piss on them. And then the icing, I guess, on the proverbial cake, you're going to have a guy talking about, I like to be young black boys because they don't have no daddy. And I'm gonna show them how to be a dad using that old whack-ass rap to basically rip off some boy's booty. That's some bullshit.